Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Mishudar and I am the CEO at Knowledge Doctor YouTube channel. And in this one, you're going to make here one hand gesture based countdown timer taker camera. That's mean if you're up your finger, let's say I'm going to up here two finger, so it will take the picture after 2 seconds. If up the five finger, it will take the picture after 5 seconds. So before going to BS Code, let's have a coffee. Oh, now fine, let's go. So in order to build this project, you need some requirement and also you are going to follow here three steps. In the step number one, you're going to create here one camera. So in order to create the camera, we need the OpenCV. And the second one, we are going to detect the hand. So for detecting the hand, we are going to use here one library that's called CB zone. And in the number three, we're going to make here one countdown timer based camera, right? So for that, you need to also install those library, right? So I am using here the BS Code. If you are using here the PyCharm, you can also install this library on your PyCharm console. But I'm going to install it using my command prompt. Just I'm going to open my command prompt here and I'm going to type here pip install and the library name is called the OpenCV Python and another library that's called the CB zone. So make sure that those libraries installed on your system, right? So now I'm going to click it closer because this library is already installed in my system. So first step is creating one camera. If you don't know how to create a camera, you can also see the Python crash course that is available on the Programming Hero YouTube channels. But let me show you how can I create that. So I'm going to create here a new Python file. Let's say main.py. Okay. So in order to create the camera, you're going to use the library that's called OpenCV. So let's say import here the CB2. So it's called CB2, but OpenCV spelling and the CB2 spelling is quite different. But you need to import this way, import CB2. Then what you need to do, you need to create one video capture object. So to do that, you're going to use your CB2 dot video capture. So inside that, you need to give here your camera number, which camera number you are going to use here. If I am give here 0, it will actually open my default webcam because I am actually recording this video from my PC webcam. So that's why I'm going to give here the 0. And I also show that how can you use here the external webcam and also how can you use your own mobile phone, right? So I'm going to use here this one and I also assign it into one video that's called video. So let's say video equal to cb2.video capture. Now, in order to run this video, we need to create here one infinite loop so that the video is just popping up in your frame. So for that, you need to create here one infinite loop. So make sure that your T should be in a capital letter because in Python, true is actually like T is capital letter. In other programming languages, the T is small character. So you need to remember this thing. Now you need to read the video, right? So using this one, video dot read, and this video dot read actually give here two values. First one is your frame, which one is pop up on here. So it's our frame, and second one is called the boolean value. The second one is boolean value. That's when your camera is stable or not. If you don't have any camera, it's not actually open your camera, right? So it will actually return here one red, or you can see one boolean value. So if the boolean value is 0, it not open the camera. Maybe there's some problem inside your camera. So now what I'm going to do here, you're going to show it, right? cb2.imshow. You're going to use this function that's called cb2.imshow. And inside this, you need to give here one window name. So let's say give here frame and also our, which call, this is called our material. So it's our material is nothing but our frame. Now you need to give here one keyboard binding functions. So that's called cb2.whitekey. So white key, this one. And I'm going to pass here 1 from 1 per second. And I'm going to assign into one variable that's called k. So if you actually run this code, you cannot actually stop this frame, right? So if you want to stop this frame, you need to just give here one keyboard binding function. So if anyone press Q from the keyboard, and this keyboard binding function actually call onto the keyboard on your laptop or your desktop, and it will actually automatically close your frame, right? So let's say give here the break. Now finally you need to actually release the video that you are actually creating here. So let's say release the video. So that's called release. And also finally you need to also destroy the all windows. If you don't know how to create that, you can also just go ahead and just follow the Python crash course that is already available on the Programming YouTube channels. Learn Python from here and also build the 5 projects that is required here because this is most likely similar here. So now I'm going to just save it the file and I'm going to just run the code here and it will open the webcam of my own PC. Then you're going to show that, yep, you can see here my PC webcam is actually opening up here. Now I am going to actually add here my own mobile phone. Later I add that. Right now I'm not going to add that. So I need testing the applications. I need actually fingering up Then we're going to take the picture, then you're going to add our own mobile phone, right? So now I'm going to click press Q from the keyboard. If you see here, it's my keyboard, right? I'm just pressing the Q from the keyboard and it will gone. See, it will gone. Fine. So we create the camera correctly. Now what I'm going to do here, now we are going to detect the hand. So now we need to detect the hand. After detecting the hand, we need to also count the finger. That's how many finger is up. So for that, you're going to use here the CB zone library. So from CB zone. So CB zone library is nothing but built by Murtaza Hassan sir. He was on also a YouTuber. So the CB zone library at the back end, it have another library that's called MediaPipe that is developed by Google. So I'm going to use here the hand tracking module, and I'm going to import here the hand detector, right? So this hand detector I'm going to actually import here. Now we need to create here one instance of this hand detector. So let's create the hand detector instance. So let's say hand detector, and inside that it will take some value as a constructor. So first one is the maximum number hand, and also the detection confidence. So let's give here the detection confidence. So let's give here 80% of the confidence, and maximum number hand. Let's give here right now two hand, because we have two hand. So that's why we're going to give here the maximum of the hand should be two. But when you are going to take the picture, you're going to make the maximum of the hand should be one, right? Now we are going to assign it to one variable that's called a detector. Now that's fine. Now we are going to find the hand from our frame. So for that, you're going to use here the detector dot, and that's called the find hands. So that's called find hands, this one. And this find hands actually taking the frame that's in your image. So I'm going to give here the frame, and also this detector actually return here two value. One is nothing but your hands, and another one is nothing but your image. So I'm going to make it just one underscore. Now we're going to see that if the hands is detected, that's the hands. I'm just going to print it here, just print the hands. And if I run the code here, my webcam is not so good at all, because the PC webcam is not so good. And now you can see here, right, my hand is detected, and you can see right hand, left hand, right? Two hand is detected. That's fine. But in the terminal, you can see here something is happening, right? So why actually? Because this is, now you can see here the blank list, right? So why actually? If I go down, sorry, not down, up, you can see here this is nothing but one list. This is nothing but one list. And also the type is the left hand. That's mean now we need this full value from here. If the hand is rejected, we can just extract the value from here. So if the hand, let's say we can actually say that if hands is detected, then what I can do, we can actually get the first position of the value and store into the one variable. So let's say this one hands one, and you're going to just store in the variable, and then we can jump inside this list. So if I am trying to print it out again, so let's say print the hands one, and try to run the code here, and then you can hope sense that how actually happening here. See now you can see it actually stopped. Why it stopped? Because when the hand is not detected, it will actually show me one empty list, but right now empty list is not showing up. And also you can see here this is not one single list right now, right? This is not a single list. Now you can actually start the value from here, because this is nothing but the coordinate of the value of our hand landmark, right? So now what I'm going to do here, now we are going to count the finger, that how many finger is up and how many finger is not. So for that, we need to also use here this hand detector, and inside this hand detector, it will take one list. So this is the list that we needed, right? So well, now what I'm going to do here, we're going to use here the detector. So let's say detector dot finger, because we're going to actually count the finger, and this finger of actually taking the my hands. So this is nothing but one list. So this our list, LM list, that we actually extract from here. Now we're going to just pass it inside our hands up. Now it also give here our finger count. So let's say finger count equal to this one. Now if I'm trying to print it out, so let's say print the finger count, and now I am just going to run the code from here simply, and it will actually open my webcam. Open ho ja. Yep. Now you can see here right hand, now some value. Okay, well, I think I need to also delete this line, because we don't need it right now. We just need the finger count. Well, Yep, it's open. So you can see here right now 5 finger is up, and you can see here all the value in the list is full with 1. Now if I actually make it close, you can see all the value is 0. And now 1. Now you can see 1 value is 1, 2, 2 value, 1, 3, 3 value, 4, 4 value. Now we can actually see that how in the list is full of 1, just my finger count should be 5. But how in it will close that, so finger count should be 0. So how in the finger count all the list inside the value should be 0, then you're going to see that finger count should be 0. Otherwise 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Simple. Just if conditions. So let's say if the finger count equal to, let's say all are 0 because it have 5 value, then we are going to add here one put text. So let's say cb2 dot put text, and inside that you need to give here your frame, then add here one text. So let's say finger count 0, and also add here your coordinate. So let's give here one coordinate. Actually note it down here. So this is the coordinate. And front face, let's say there are so many front face available in the cb2, so let's use the font hash simplex. And the font scale, so let's give here 1. And the color, let's give here the red color. Okay, there should be 50 255. And the thickness, let's give here 2. Okay, don't worry on that, you can get the code in the video description of the GitHub link, don't worry. Okay, now you can see here, okay, right now not showing up. Now you can see finger count 0. Well, so now we need to do the same thing for all the finger. So for that, what I'm gonna do here, I am just going to copy this line. I'm going to copy this line, and I'm going to paste it here 4 times. Okay, 4 times. Just go down 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Now let's format it out. So here is it, and this one, and also this one. Now we need to make it 1, and also finger count should be 1. And if it is 1 and it is 1, so finger count should be 2, and this should be 3, this should be 4, and again, so it should be the 3, right? 1 comma 1 comma 1. Okay, 3. Now if the all the value right now is 1 comma 1 comma 1, so this should be 4. Now I need to do the 5 for 5. So for that, just going to pass it here. Simple, really very simple. All the value should be 1. So 1 comma 1 comma 1 comma 1 comma 1. Fine. Now finger count should be 5. Well, so now if I am trying to run the code here, and now you can see, just wait a second, it will open the webcam, and you can see here finger count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and boom, 0. Right? Now you can also add here one rectangle so that it looks good. Okay. Okay, let's add here one rectangle. Okay, on top of that, so let's say cb2 dot rectangle. This is nothing but call beautify, right? So add here frame, and you need to give here the coordinate, right? Okay, point number 1. So I'm going to use it from 0 corner, and I'm going to give here the x coordinate. Let's say give here x coordinate should be 25, and y coordinate let's say 50, and give your own color. So let's give here white color. In the white color, right color is good, and things that give it 2. And also give here line type. So let's say give a cb2 dot line a. Line a is actually okay, fine. Now if I'm trying to copy this out and going to paste it here also, then you see here one interesting thing. Just a white, where is it? I think I need to put it down also. Yep, this here is also. Fine, let's run the code from here and open the webcam. Fine. Yep. Now finger count. Okay, why it's not showing up? Okay, just have a look. Oh well, it actually showing up because it's not showing because the background is right now white, so that's why it's not showing up, right? So if I'm trying to make it black, so then you can actually see it clearly. So if I'm trying to run the code here, and you can actually see it clearly because my background is nothing but white, so that's why it's not showing up. Okay, so you can see now black screen, so it's better, right? So let's make it down because the white screen, because you can see this white, right? So that's it not showing up, right? You can see also, see white is actually appear on here, but it's not showing up because of my camera. So let's make it black and also make it let's say 280, it's better. And I'm just going to copy this out and going to pass it here. And also what am I going to do here, I am going to also change the color. So let's this one color, let's give you the black color. So well, now let's run the code here and see the output. And let's take much more amount of time. Well, open the webcam. Yep, now fine. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now it's working fine here. Now I need to make here the countdown timer camera, right? So let's make this out also. So for that, I need to also create here the camera. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to copy this out and create here new Python class here. Let's say test.py. And I'm just going to remove the hand detection code from here. And I'm going to just add here the countdown timer camera based code. So yep, right now, okay. I'm just going to remove this code from here. Well, so now our camera is ready. Now what I'm going to do here, now we're going to create here one countdown timer based camera. But I already made this out in my Python crash course. Let's build it again. So when the user press the T from the keyboard, press T from the keyboard, it will take the picture. So take the picture from 10 seconds later on. So for that, you need to also create here one variable that's called timer. So let's a timer. Let's give a timer as 5 seconds, right? So when the user press T from the keyboard, so then we are going to count the time, right? We're going to count the time. So using this time.time, we can actually calculate the time. So let's import here time also. So let's import time. So let's assign it to the variable that's called previous time. So this is the previous time. So when I actually go inside the code, we are going to count the current time. So if the current time minus previous time is greater than 0, so we can say that we can actually remove the 1 from the timer. That means 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 like that, right? So I am going to create here one loop. So if the timer, that's mean our timer is less equal 0, then what I'm going to do here, you're going to take the frame. You're going to take the frame. After taking the frame, after when the value is coming from the 0, then what I'm going to do here, we're going to take the pictures and store into our directory. So now we're going to again create the webcam. So let's say video.read. Then what I'm going to do here, we are going to actually also show the frame. So we're going to show this frame. We can just copy this from here. Just show the frame. And also we need to give here the wait key. That's mean when the user press T from the keyboard, it will first take the previous time. So if the timer is not 0, so when the timer is not 0, then we are going to read the frame. And also when you read the frame, we can also show it, right? We can also show it, or make sure that when you show it, you need to also give it the keyboard binding function because this is required. So let's give here some extra value. Okay. And then what I'm going to do here, we are going to actually now calculate the current time, right? So let's say calculate the current time. Now this is our previous time, this is our current time. This is our current time. So if the current time minus previous time is greater or equal to 1, then what I'm going to do here, we are going to make the previous time should be our current time, and we are going to make the timer from -1. That's when you're going to make the timer should be -1. Why? Because we need to actually, it is called the assignment operator. You can also use here this kind of thing, -1. Like you can also use this one. This is called assignment operator. And let's use this one. Now, when you press T from the keyboard, it will first check the previous time, and it will also open the camera. By default, open camera. That's mean this one. Open the camera. It also show it, and it will check the current time. If the current time is minus previous time is greater or equal to 1, it will actually decrease, or you can say decrement the timer. Now it will show that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So when it actually come in the 1, it will actually break the loop from here. So when it will break the loop, then you are going to catch that. So when the timer is 0, right? When the timer is 0, it will break the loaf. Now when the loaf is break, so now you're going to store the picture. Now you're going to take the pictures. So again, in order to take the picture, you need to also open the camera, right? So you're going to just patch it here. You need to open the camera, and after that, we need to also give here white key. Let's give here one white key, the 1000 millisecond, and now you're going to store it using cb2 dot imWrite variable. Let's say imWrite, and inside that, you need to give here one picture name. So let's say camera dot jpg, and we need to give here our frame. Simple, that's it. And also we need to give here the wait key. So when the user care from the keyboard, okay, if care equal to word q, because you need to also stop the frame, right? So if I press q from the keyboard, it will automatically gone. So that's it, that's the code. Simple. So now if I save the code, and we need to also show the countdown timer, right? We need to also show the countdown timer. So for that, we can actually use here this one. We can just use here this one. Let's use this one, and I'm going to just paste it here. Okay, and we can do the same thing. Now let's say timer, right? So let's say there should be a string timer. So str, let's say timer. That's with this timer. Let's give here some format scale. Let's say timer now. Okay, timer, and add here one format specifier inside that, and also you need to use here one curly brackets. Okay, this should be here. Okay, this is nothing but styling, right? So now I am going to run the code from here. Let's run the code. Okay, open hoja. Yep. So now if I press T from the keyboard, and timer is actually opening, you can see here 4 2 1. Now it will take the picture. Okay, picture is stored on here. Okay, again take another pictures. Let's take the picture like that. It's not taking the pictures. Okay, it will take the picture, right? So I think, yep, take the pictures right now. So again run the code and see the output. Just a white. Yep. Now take the picture like that. Well, so now you can see that the pictures is taken. Fine. The picture is taken correctly. So now what I'm going to do here, now you're going to combine the two Python files. So this hand detection and also the countdown timer, right? So let's collab them too. So well, so now what I'm going to do here, we are going to just copy the code from here, just these lines of code. Okay, let's copy this out. Just copy, and I'm going to create here one functions. So let's say def function, and I'm going to just pass the code. Okay, now we need time also, so let's import the time here. Let's say import time, and now what I'm going to do here, I am going to pass the timer as a parameter from here. Okay, now code is ready. Quite bit, little bit, just a white, okay. So I am just going to also remove this line because we don't need it right now. We don't need it. I am just going to call the function. So let's say call the functions, and I'm going to give the timer. Let's give your timer as 0, and also do the same thing for all of them. So well, so our code is right now ready. So now if I run the code here and see the output, just a white. Yep. Now you can see 0 to take the pictures. I think it's better we don't give here the value, we don't call the functions. So we just make it pass right now, because we don't need to take the pictures when the count finger is nothing but 0. So we can actually start from one. So you can see here right now, right? One, time start one, take the pictures. Well, now again take the pictures. Well, so again, let's actually raise the five. So you can see after 5 seconds, you take the pictures. Okay, well, let's see this out on the camera. Wow, fine. That's working fine here. So, but the problem is the picture is not, you can take the picture just one time. So it will actually, again, what do you call, it will actually reassign them. So we can do one thing, we can import here the random. So let's say random module. Okay, we can actually keep it some random number. So for that, you need to also use here the format specifier. Let's say format, and you see the random dot radiant, and we're going to start from 1 to 1000 like that. It will actually generate some random number. Okay, now let's save it, and now let's run the code, and we also show that how can you actually add your own camera, your mobile phone. Let's use here 4 seconds. Now let's give here some style. Okay, see it take the picture, right? And you can see that it takes some random number. Okay, 5 is showing up. So okay, it will take the pictures. Wow, that's fine. See, wow, let's take the pictures of mine, right? So now I'm going to show that how can you add to your own mobile phone so that the picture quality looks so good, right? So there's a technique. So let's use it here. So for that, you need an application that's called Droid Cam. So I open the Droid Cam. Now I'm going to add my Droid Cam using the IR. You can also use here the Wi-Fi. Okay, let's remove the cable of my keyboard and open it. And make sure that on your Android phone, your Droid Cam should be installed. So let's connect my mobile. Now it will show up on this screen. Okay, I'm gonna just click it to start that. Just a while. It will open the webcam. Okay, well, it will open the webcam. Well, see, now the picture quality is got better. So I need to use my laptop keyboard. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to use it one and click it to save it. And I'm going to run the code here. Just to wait, it will open the webcam. Wow, cool. Now you can see fine. Let's take for 3 seconds later on. Okay, to take the pictures. Now that's 5 after 5 seconds. Okay, after 5 seconds, take the pictures. We can also make it. I just make it zoom here, right? That's why it's showing up. Right. Okay, now it looks good. So now I am going to take the pictures. Let's up the 3 finger. 2 finger is counting here. Picture is taken. That's 5. Well, picture is taken, right? Now you can see it just looks very good, better than. Why is taking the pictures? Yes, I raise the hand, that's why. Okay, see the pictures. Okay, there's the pictures. Well, fine. So that's it for today now. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and make sure to subscribe to the channels Programming Hero and also mine, Knowledge Doctor. So thanks for watching this full tutorial. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and make sure to subscribe to the channels and also hit the bell icon and also give a like. So I'll be back in the tutorial. So till then, take care and bye bye.